So you have to wonder, does the Dark Jedi have some collection tips for you? Some real insight to help you with your Hot Toys Star Wars collecting? And I say it's Wednesday. It's about 5:30. I am Aries Tarrington, or do they call me the Hot Toys Wizard? You do have to. At any rate, let's just go ahead and dive into it, baby. Right now. Welcome to another episode of the Mark You Charge here, 6-scale Cantina. And in case you don't know who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I will be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, all the Hot Toys talk, all the primary market news, secondary market news. This is your one-stop channel shop, baby. Come on. And welcome into the Market Chart Show live. I hope everybody is doing good today. And I'm very, very happy right now. I've got so much I'm serving up. I've got Wizard Juice. I've got cans of Whoop Butt. I've got Spotchka. And I've got more 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 Spotchka. I've got all the Spotchka. And you have to wonder, is it possible that I actually have a whole lot for you in this show when it comes to Star Wars Hot Toys, with secondary market news, primary market news, collecting tips, Grail bargain tips, buy or pass tips, Attack of the Clones 20th tips, news from the Hot Toys Wizard? And I say, yes. Is this what they call me, or is this what they call you?
They call him the Wizard.
And you have to wonder, are we going to get even more figures from the graveyard? Let me know what table you're at. Come on, baby, because you know the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. And here's the Dark Jedi. OG fan, great supporter, member of the community, member, Cantina Insider, OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Wizard. OG fan, I'm going to play this just for you. He's sitting at your table, baby.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor.
Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
Who asks Boba Fett for an appointment? That's just classic Good to have OG Fan in here. What's up, AJ? Good to have you in here, my friend. I hope you're doing good today. The single songwriter in the house. Let the spotchka flow. Just let your spotchka flow like a pre-order on a wing, and let your spotchka flow. Oh, come on. Mark Attack. Hello, the collector number 1, and hello, Mark Attack. Jonathan O'Kane is in here. What is going on? Good to have you in here. 5 days away from May 16th. And is it possible that May 16th, which is actually this coming Monday, is it possible that we're going to get a wave of thrills? And I say yes. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting Sunday night going into Monday morning here this coming weekend, starting the next week. And that's not going to be all, my friends, as we're going to just get a plethora of goody goods at Celebration. We're going to talk about that as well today. Don't you worry. I will fill your cup. There's the collector number 1. What is up, buddy? And Mr. Pew Pew is in the house. Feels like late night talk show. Come on. You know you love that intro there, Mr. Pew Pew. Revenge of the 6th. Aries, we need Django. Talk to the wizard. LOL. Look, baby. It is so close. Can't you smell it? Can you feel it in the air? Can you sense it in your heart, in your spirit?
They call him the Wizard.
You know it's true. You know it's true, my friends. Come on. Ralph, how are you? Good to have you in here, Ralph Lauren. Pablo Meza, what is going on, my friend? Paul Morales, hello to you. Spice Runner, hi, Aries. May I top off your drink with some spice? And I say yes. And you must be sitting, my friend, at table 10 with the droids and the pilots and those traveling with the pilots. Here you go.
There's always a bigger fish.
And there's always more spice. Cypher 9, what is up, my friend? Hitting the wrong button there. Let's see, there is Cypher 9. Happy hump day, folks. Good to have you in here, for sure. Let's continue to say hello to everyone in here. And if I miss you, my apologies. No, not done on purpose. Just keep chatting. I'll get to you. Sander is in here. What is up? As a new collector, I'm very excited for these tips. Loving the channel and all the streams. Well, thank you so much there, Sander. Good to have you in here. Let's keep table 10 moving. And all the pilots, those traveling with the pilots, the droids. Here you go, Sander.
BB-8, hold on!
Come on. And continuing to go up. Fat Batman's collecting nightmare. It's a nightmare. This next wave of thrills. I'm quite beside myself. Of course, I'd look better. Ahsoka Cares. What is up? Do a flip. Good to have Ahsoka Cares in here. And Eric Henke. What is up? Where is Jango Fett? Can you smell it? Can you taste it? Can you smell what the Hot Toys Wizard is cooking, Eric? Come on. Anthony, what is up, my friend? What kind of coffee are you drinking tonight, Aries? Tonight we're having it house blend, blonde, mild, has some, wizard sugar in there. And of course, some Tauntaun cream, light. You stir it, shake it a little bit so it gets a little bubbly. Delicious, my friend. Stay thirsty. Ashley, hello to you. What is going on, my man? What is going on? Look, this is a very exciting time. Doc, very, very soon. I know. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it, Doc? I'm right there with you. The collector one hashtag. Let's go. What a. And let's keep continuing to fill up table 10. We have another droid here.
Hello.
Man, how exciting was it last week to have those type of thrills seemingly come out of nowhere with the R2-D2, with the C-3PO, the die-cast C-3PO, the R2-D2 with the die-cast dome. That R2-D2 is sick. It's sick. It's so damn good. I want to play with that figure. I can't wait to hold that die-cast C-3PO. 2 clones. Both clones come with extra head sculpts that weren't even from Attack of the Clones, which opens up the doors for a lot of possibilities of how Hot Toys can integrate different movies or movies into shows and shows into movies with some of these releases, as I've been saying that I thought they quite possibly would start doing months and months ago. And many of you who've been watching me for a long time know that I have been speaking and analyzing that. That is another thing that I see that's coming to pass, which makes a lot of sense with what is happening right now with Star Wars Hot Toys. I'm very, very excited. I believe the next wave of thrills has at least 3 of them are going to have with the head sculpts. For sure. I do like Super Battle Droid, and a couple of those things that are going to come, but we're going to get some head sculpts. It's going to be a crazy ride. We haven't even digested. We haven't even washed down yet. The excitement from last week, because you know, and I know, and all of us know that has not worn off at all. We're just getting started. It hasn't even worn off about the Bespin Luke 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks and 2 days ago. That hasn't worn off. We finally got Bespin Luke. Got that tease. C-3PO, we had no idea it was going to be die-cast. R2, get all that heat. The very next day, the very, very next day, they give us this right here that you see on this side of the screen. The very next day, May 5th, they wasted absolutely no time to say we are preparing for more collectibles from Star Wars Attack of the Clones to celebrate its 20th anniversary. Stay tuned on our next wave of thrills. Next wave. As I said in my last couple of shows, keywords, wave and thrills. So darn exciting. And I'm going to get into you here. The first thing with all these tips I'm going to give you on everything that's going on, and I do have a lot of tips to share, collecting tips to share with you. As you're going here to 6scalecantina.com, you can see at 6scalecantina.com the latest 6-Scale Cantina news, which is this show. Now, who's that handsome devil on the banner? I have no idea. Is it possible that this guy on the banner, maybe they call him this?
They call him the Wizard.
He certainly looks like he's drinking proper 66. But as you can see here, tips, tricks, and flips, collecting tips, tricks, and flips, current bargains, collection control, sell or not, buy or pass. Wizard has a scoop. What is that all about? Let's go take a look at what's going on here in the secondary market. I will tie everything we're talking into today with what is going on with this Bespin Luke drop, what is going on with all the Attack of the Clones heat, what is going on with the latest news from Star Wars Hot Toys, which you can see here, the announcement that a next wave of thrills is forthcoming to celebrate its 20th anniversary. Again, I want to bring this up to celebrate because you can't not celebrate. You can't celebrate the 20th anniversary if you don't celebrate the 20th anniversary. So what I'm trying to tell you is, it's like me celebrating your birthday. Duck Collector or Single Songwriter or Collector Number One or any of the people in the chat. It's like me celebrating your birthday 2 weeks after. I'm not going to celebrate your birthday during celebration. It's Memorial Day weekend. I'm not going to celebrate it then. It's already passed. It's like, wow, belated birthday. So you have to wonder, when you really look at this, they're going to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. And make no mistake about it, boys and girls. This coming Monday, you are about to go crazy. You are about to lose your mind. You are about to do this. Put on a bib, baby. And the question remains, will you do it once? Twice? 3 times? 4 times? 5 times? This box is hot. This box is hot. All these announcements lately. Nothing from Disney Plus, which has turned all this around, is hotter than anything on Earth. It's going to be very, very interesting because we're going to get into it. So let me go ahead and give you the first thing I want to talk about here, which is on the banner you can see that's in front of you, current bargains. So what you have to understand with current bargains, and I'm pulling up the biggest movers section to show you a few things over here that are possibly bargains. Number one, that you can see here on the screen. I gave you a prior bargain with the Mud Trooper, with the Han Solo Mud Trooper. Is it a bargain still? We're going to get into that right now. How about the Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back 40th? Is that actually a bargain right now? How about the Boba Fett Return of the Jedi regular, which is trending down? How about the Snow Trooper from Battlefront? And forget about the Snow Trooper, which is the #1 mover this week. How about that Leia Endor Return of the Jedi that you're seeing up here that's way, way up on here? How about that Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight from Return of the Jedi? How about Chirrut Imwe? Is that a bargain? How about the Jawa and Gonk Droid? So, one of the interesting things, if you watch my channel and you follow 6scalecantina.com, not only do you get the market value chart, where you could go on the market value chart, you could sort it out highest ranked figures to the lowest ranked. So you could see which ones are the highest price in the secondary market, which ones are the lowest price. You get to see which ones are trending up, that have an arrow up, which ones are trending down, that have an arrow down. You also get to see which ones are steady. But we also have a biggest mover section, which kind of showcases for you the biggest movers for that week, like what's really moving in one way or another. When you're able to use that tool, if something is a big mover trending down or trending up, you may want to pay attention to that, because then if it's a figure like Chirrut Imwe, let's take for example, maybe you've been searching like myself, which I finally have one, a Chirrut Imwe, but you can only find it 500, 500, 500, 500. Oh, I heard it sold here for 400. Everybody goes and looks for it when they hear that, and then you can't get it that price anymore because everyone's hunting. When you pay attention to 6scalecantina.com and the market trends, you may be able to catch a certain wave, and like a surfer or like a boogie boarder, take that wave and ride it all the way home, baby. It's very, very important with these things. But not only that, It's also important to, be able to decipher if something has the potential to be reissued, if something has the potential to come out with a 2.0 version, if something has a potential where it is not likely that it's going to be reissued due to a variety of reasons, whether it's a COD exclusive, and exclusive has exclusive packaging, so on and so forth. We're going to get into that a little bit today. But with certain figures where even if they're going to announce a reissue, a lot of times they're going to be waiting a year even for a reissue. And sometimes, obviously, with a new figure or a 2.0 figure, you're going to be waiting about 24 months, maybe 2.5 years for that figure. So you always have to keep that in mind as well. For me, I never mind the wait. So while I'm telling you about bargains over here, I'm already giving you some collection tips. What do you mean by that, Aries? A lot of you know, man, how much of a Star Wars freak I am. 5 times I did this last week. And I thought last week as I filled up table 66 for the first time was so
Cool.
And that's really how I feel. And I think that you know that by now. And anyone who knows me in real life knows that that's how I feel about Star Wars and collecting Star Wars. But one of the things that I've done through the years with a lot of you collectors that are coming in is I exercise a lot of things that Obi-Wan and Yoda call for, which is patience. Patience is key. Patience is important. You have to exercise patience with some of these figures that you want, because with many of them, you're most certainly going to get some reissues. Some of them are going to be sooner than others. Some of them are going to be longer than others. And a lot of times you take a gamble one way or another. You could look at all the trends and all the data like I do, and that gives you a clear indication of where something generally is going to go. However, that doesn't give you an indication of exactly where each in particular piece is exactly going to go. It's kind of like if you bet on a football game on Vegas or you bet on a fight. You use those gals and guys that are able to help you be able to place the best, but that you still got to play the games. Generally, it's generally going to go if you follow the data in that direction. But to pinpoint exactly is sometimes difficult. That being said, you can be waiting for that 2.0 version, which is generally imminent that is going to come. But are you going to wait 1 year? Or are you going to wait 5 years for it? So that's a first evaluation that you have to do when you're thinking about, hey, should I buy on the secondary market? Should I pass on the secondary market? And a lot of times you're rolling the dice. And a lot of times you have to put a lot of thought into it. You think, hey, some people, oh my God, I heard a few comments of, when the DX25 came out, that, oh, I feel so bad for those people that spent so much on the DX07. Not so fast. Not so fast with the DX07. Because that DX07 is still selling exactly where it was before the DX25 came out. So you have to look at these things very, very carefully. That DX07 is very, very unique. And they will never reissue that again. And that was also the very first Star Wars Hot Toys figure that was ever released. So it has some intrinsic value in that regard. It has some real nostalgic value when it comes to the legacy of Hot Toys, which we'll get into later in the show, which has extreme value. And as you can see, it's not being affected. And the figure that you're getting with the DX25 is a completely different figure. It's an upgrade, but it's a different figure. So for people that went ahead and spent $600-700, you spent $600-700 on 2 figures. That was Luke Skywalker. 2 Luke Skywalker figures. not only two Luke Skywalker figures, which are legacy figures for Hot Toys, the two first ever Star Wars figures ever produced by Hot Toys, which was what Star Wars is, which is Luke Skywalker. A lot of times you identify Marvel with Spider-Man or Iron Man, correct? A lot. A lot of times you identify Star Wars with Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. That's why you're going to have even another one or two Luke Skywalkers up on pre-order simultaneously. I told you this was going to happen, and it's going to happen. Wait till you see it happen with Darth Vader. That's the next one where you're going to start seeing this. Remember, Hayden Christensen didn't just confirm to the Hot Toys Wizard from Hayden's mouth that they're working on 3 new, totally new Hot Toys figures because they're going to wait 6 years for the third one. They're all coming very, very quickly. Because that is Star Wars. However, when you look at DX07, it wasn't necessarily a bad buy. Because those figures are absolutely phenomenal. I have them right here in my display. There is the clean version, the non-damaged, and there's the battle damage one. Completely and totally different than what you get with the DX25. I cannot wait, baby, to get that DX25. But there's not a chance in the world that I would ever sell my DX07. It is special. It's hot. It's unique. It's awesome. And it's going to go up in value. So many things to look at when you're considering this stuff. But anyway, going back to the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys, you have to be able to follow the trends to be able to make the wise decisions. Let's go ahead and look at Chirrut Imwe here. Chirrut Imwe has been trending down. And now it is showing signs of trending back up. So when you see this particular figure here, and it's selling non-deluxe for $310, $320, and the deluxe version, you know, anywhere from $340 to $360, that to me is a pretty good deal within the secondary market for a Chirrut Imwe, because the figure trended all the way up past the $500 tier range, and with the non-deluxe one going past the $400 tier range. And now it's showing signs again of going back up in there. So that's the first tip for you. If you're looking for a Chirrut Imwe, that's what's going on with it right now. However, you're running out of time, and you may have already been run out of time because it's going up, but it's worth keeping an eye on to see if you could pick one up. I remember I kept my eye on one for a whole freaking year, and no luck at all. And really, with the past holiday season, which is a fabulous time to look for things bargain-wise on eBay and places, platforms like that, like people will just pop up auctions. They just want the money quick. It didn't happen for a lot of Star Wars figures. I thought it would happen with like that Rey and Dio and some other ones. No. I mean, obviously, your sequel troopers and some of the low-end ones, of course, but I don't want those. And some of you don't want those either. At least I don't want them right now. So it didn't go that way this year. So you got to look at the ebbs and flows. That being said, when it comes to Chirrut Imwe, is it possible that we will never, ever see Donnie Yen again on Disney Plus? And I say no. Safe bet that we will. Safe bet that we'll see Baze Malbus again as well. Safe bet that we will see both of them on Disney Plus. But does that actually mean that you'll get the same figures from before? Not necessarily. You might get 2.0 versions. But does that actually mean that you're actually never going to get Chirrut from Rogue One reissue? And that's something you have to consider, because with a lot of the figures that go up, let me pause there and bring this up for you. I'll bring you up some recent trends and show you some things here. And I'm going to bring you up Yoda from a few weeks ago up on the screen. And ask me questions in there. I will pause to answer them. I promise. I just don't want to break my initial thought. Welcome in here if you're watching the Market Chart Show. Here from May 1st, $345 for Attack of the Clones Yoda. Now, keep in mind, this isn't just because of the Attack of the Clones anniversary and releases. This was trending up for months for me. You know that. And if you're first watching me, you're here and you're learning that. I could show you another one from just yesterday on Yoda to give you even more insight with more data on here on what is going on with this little fellow. But you could look right here. Okay. And back from May 6th, $356 for Yoda. Wow. 13 bids. So, and here's the thing. That particular figure was straight out reissued. And it's actually selling more now than it did before they reissued it. It's actually going higher. Should you run and pick up the Yoda now? Because they reissued it twice? So there's no way in the world that they'll reissue it a third time? That's a pretty good bet that they won't do it a third time, right? Not so fast. Not so fast. I could actually see them, especially the way this is trending, for a third time putting this in 20th anniversary packaging. Because remember, you could pick this figure up. What was it? 190, 195, 199. It was one of those. So putting this in that packaging, not a sure thing. There's not a guarantee that they will do that. But with all this stuff going on over here, you do have to consider it. Because they 100% did with the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. They put it in Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary packaging. They absolutely did with the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. Not the non-deluxe version, but the deluxe version. They sure did, didn't they? Reissue, reissue. 2.0 in the sense that it's an anniversary packaging. So you have to wonder, is it possible that the Attack of the Clones Yoda, oh, I should better run out and buy it right now because this one will go over $400. Maybe, because there's a good chance they won't put it out for the third time, right? Right? Because they've already put it out twice. Pretty safe bet. Pretty safe bet that the worst team in baseball is going to lose to the best team in baseball. Pretty safe bet that the worst team in the NFL is going to get smoked by the best team in the NFL. But there's an old expression. That's why you play the games. And that's why you play the games on Sunday. What is my view on this? They're going to absolutely put this out in the Attack of the Clones packaging. You heard it right here from 6 Scale Cantina. It's going to be coming out. This is going way too high. And does that mean that if you bought this, that your value would tank? That's not necessarily the case either. It's certainly not going to go for the price that you're seeing here. It'll go less, but it'll wind up trending up again as well. It'll just take a longer time. You're starting to see that with the Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back in not the 40th anniversary packaging. That's a bargain right now. If you could find the Darth Vader, if you don't want the 40th anniversary packaging for Darth Vader, but you want an Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader, look for that Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader that's not in the 40th anniversary packaging, because it's selling anywhere from $50 to $100 less expensive. As far as the 40th anniversary of Darth Vader in Empire Strikes Back packaging, you will never get the Empire Strikes Back 40th packaging ever reissued again. Fabio and I spoke about this when Fabio was my special guest on Monday, which Fabio and I had that show on Monday, the Market Show Live with Aries and Fabio. So hopefully you enjoyed that, but we talked about that. You will absolutely never get it in 40th anniversary packaging again. That release is good. If you have the money right now to pick up a 40th anniversary Darth Vader, you really want that packaging, and you can find a scoop somewhere around $400. Should you spend $400 for it? Only if you want to. Only if you have it budgeted, and only if it puts a smile on your face. Are you rolling the dice on that they're not going to put that out again? They may put the figure out again, but they're not putting it out in 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back packaging. They might put it out in 45th anniversary Empire Strikes Back packaging. They might put it out in 50th anniversary Empire Strikes Back packaging. But they're not going to put it out in 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back packaging, because now that is gone. And the ceiling for that particular figure is very, very, very high. How high it will go, I'm not sure. Right now, it's approaching the $500 tier range. And we're going to take a look at that and how it's moving like crazy. That is a Grail. In that packaging, it's a Grail. A lot of people came into Hot Toys specifically for that Darth Vader. Specifically for that vintage color, Boba Fett. And let's talk about that vintage color Boba Fett. Will they ever reissue that again? And I say yes. But will they reissue it in 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back packaging? And I say no, they won't. And that's very, very interesting to understand, especially when it comes to collecting. Not just collecting the way we know it, but collecting the way Star Wars is. So you have to understand, with a lot of people that are coming in to the Star Wars Hot Toys community, a lot of the Star Wars collectors, Star Wars toys collectors that are coming in from the Star Wars collecting community, many of them don't collect the way some Hot Toys collectors collect Marvel, collect DC, collect statues, collect art, collect other high-end things. They're coming in from a toys perspective. A certain packaging for a vintage collection card back for a 3 3/4 Hasbro figure that's emulating the old Kenner ones is very, very, very important. You could put out the same darn figure in different packaging and it's not going to sell as much. Doesn't matter if it's a reissue. As a matter of fact, Hasbro and Kenner reissued all the darn time. You can get the same 12 back, which is a vintage mint on card Darth Vader from A New Hope in 1977. You can get that same Darth Vader on an Empire Strikes Back vintage carded figure from 1980. And the 12 back is going to be worth so much more. But why? It's the same figure because of the packaging. But that doesn't pertain to today. Yes, it does. It pertains especially for Star Wars, because you got a lot of Star Wars collectors coming in that the packaging matters. The price matters. The collectability matters. You're not going to get 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back figures anymore. You're going to get them. You're going to get other anniversary things, so you're not going to get that packaging. Understand what's going on there. I have 165 things in the chat. Let me go to it before I go on, or I'm going to neglect everybody in here. And I will go up from here, and I'll go through them quick. And Fat Batman says, Chinese food and some cantina time. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying. Let me know what the table you're at, my man. And continuing to go up some of these, let's put some of these up over here. Thor, from your perspective, when do we as collectors say enough is enough? Don't misunderstand, some items are valuable, yet it is worth paying outrageous prices for specific figures. It's the name of the game. It's the name of collecting, Thor. Enough is enough when people stop collecting. It's kind of like when you stop worshiping Zeus and you stop worshiping Hercules and Xena and all these other characters. If no one looks up to them, then they don't exist anymore, right? If you want to go by that Greek theology. Stop buying, they're not going to produce. This is the nature of all collecting. I don't know. When is it enough to not buy a vinyl Cape Jawa for $50,000? I don't know. When is it enough? When people don't want it, people want it. That's what it is. Continuing to go up. The collector number 1 says, I need a Yoda and Dooku since I missed out on both. So that's a thing here. Yoda and Dooku are trending up very, very high within the secondary market, the collector number 1. And the Attack of the Clones packaging is now out. 2 figures that were trending very, very high in the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary packaging were reissued straight up. The Vader Empire Strikes Back, as I just discussed, and Boba Fett Deluxe Empire Strikes Back. And make no mistake about it, the 40th anniversary packaging was an experiment. It was an experiment for Hot Toys. It really, really was. And now that the experiment was very, very successful, they're going to go full throttle with this with every anniversary film release henceforth forward. You can mark that down, baby. And you could take that to the bank. That's why you got 5 with Attack of the Clones so quickly. The reason why you got 5 so quickly is because that experiment with the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back packaging absolutely was a home run for them. So Dooku is, around the same prices as that Yoda, Boba Fett and that Darth Vader was before they put it in there. It makes you wonder, since Dooku is one of the couple of Attack of the Clones figures they ever put out, and so is Yoda. Do they have any more from Attack of the Clones? And they have Yoda, right, boys and girls? Let the Dark Jedi know if I'm missing something. We have Yoda from Attack of the Clones. And we have Count Dooku from Attack of the Clones. The only other one that I know is coming is Jango. But I think under that view, you may be getting Dooku and Yoda. So you got to keep that in mind. Continuing to go up, Mark Attack says, I'm hopeful they reissue 2.0 Yoda, as I missed it. And Star Wars Addict 88, the Attack of the Clones 20th is hitting me right in the nostalgia. I was 13 when it came out and loved it. It is such an awesome film. And that epic scene at the end of the movie, for a lot of people, Star Wars Addict 88, Yoda versus Count Dooku was the highlight of the movie for a lot of people. So not putting them out in 20th anniversary packaging is interesting to me, that they wouldn't do that when Hot Toys was so successful putting out the Darth Vader and the Boba Fett in the 40th anniversary packaging. Do I think it's going to happen this month? No. Do I think it's going to happen before the end of the year? And I say yes. 808 Michigan Jedi, welcome in here, my friend. 3.0 version of Yoda. I think so. And that's the other thing, too. If they do put these out in 20th anniversary packaging, it's not a slam dunk it'll be a straight reissue, even though it was a straight reissue for the Darth Vader. Even though it was a straight reissue for that deluxe Boba Fett. That doesn't mean that they're not going to change. Well, what do you mean by that, Aries? Well, hasn't a lot changed over the last couple of years? Haven't I been telling you about the changes that were most likely, as I could tell from my analysis, going to occur when it came to Star Wars for Hot Toys, due to the fact of the fiasco with The Last Jedi, especially merchandising wise, compounded with COVID-19. And what you're seeing right now is a blast off. Why did we get 5? Well, because they had every intention of making money off Star Wars. They're also getting data that they make money off Star Wars, just like Disney has every intention of making $1 trillion off their $4 billion investment in 2012 from George Lucas. Make no mistake about it. You have an international pandemic. You have a situation where they muffed up with The Last Jedi. Cold front, it's a hot front. It's what happened. It's a complete disaster. We talk about a storm. That was the storm. That was the worst storm for Star Wars. That was the very dark times. That was a storm. This right now is a blizzard. It's winter wonderland. A blizzard from the Hot Toys wizard. Let's continue to go on. Brandon actually says, we very well see another Yoda again from the upcoming Kenobi show. Absolutely. Absolutely. Eric Hankey says, Yoda with a new base and other items. That could happen. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. The collector number 1 says, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. Well, thank you so much. Much appreciate that, everybody. You are watching the Market Chart Show. And I'm on by me. And as you know, when I'm on by myself, I don't say this a whole lot. So I do appreciate that because I get in my zone and I want to go ahead and address your chats. 808 Michigan Jedi, smash that. Come on, baby. Come on. Wave of thrills. Chris is in the house. What is up, Chris? Another great supporter and also a Cantina insider. Much more satisfying to get something that's out and filling a hole in your collection. Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally see that. 808 says we could see a 2.0 Yoda by month's end. Anything is possible. Well, you see what it's going. I put this up on the screen. So, you know, you're seeing that. So I'm right with you. Chris actually says, so glad I got the ESB Yoda cheap a few months back. And that's another thing. That's another tip. Chris is a Cantina insider, but Chris is just he's a subscriber to the channel. So he watches a lot of the shows when he can. And he's up to date on a lot of the market trends. You start seeing that you really start going up and up and up. You make a move on it, whether it's trending down or trending up. It was very affordable for a little bit some time ago. Now it's not so affordable considering its size. Judge me by your size, do you? Well, yes, a lot of Hot Toys collectors do judge the amount of mass you're getting by size. Like, how do you charge that for a figure that's this big? I'm a little different because I'm really just looking at the head sculpt and the intricacies. I really don't care if it's smaller. I don't need a bigger figure to... Bigger's not always better. I go with quality over quantity any day of the week. But that's the Dark Jedi's. That's a tip, but that's also, you know, one half does the other. That's just one of my fortune cookies. The collector number 1 puts up over here 6-scale Cantina. I did same and watched Age of Ultron Hulk for a year and snagged it for $500. And now it's very high. Absolutely. I really believe that Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader could possibly land in the $600 to $700 range to get that in the future. Where you see the Han Solo A New Hope. Where you see the dark side Anakin. Where you see some of those figures that are high up. Because they're just not going to come up in that packaging again. And with Star Wars continually getting more popular, and with more collectors, more toy collectors from Star Wars coming into Hot Toys, that in particular packaging is going to be very, very desirable. And you have to wonder, will they chase those figures like they chase some Black Series, San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, Celebration exclusives, store exclusives for Black Series, store exclusives for Vintage Collection? They're coming new into the collection. And really with the Black Series, they reissue way more than Hot Toys, Hasbro does. If they want 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, you could wait to the 50th. You'll get something there. It'll probably be a different figure at that point. Because again, giving Fabio another shout out, they're going to keep improving Darth Vader's, as he mentioned on the Monday show, which I agree. You know, Darth Vader 10 years from now is probably going to be a little bit better than the Darth Vader from today. Just like the DX25. It's just a little bit better than the DX07 from yesteryear. Single Songwriter says 2.5 years looking and waiting for Cheer-It and finally scored it at a reasonable price. And I'm telling you right now, you know, for people that are looking for a Cheer-It, according to what I'm seeing at 6scalecantina.com and according to the market value chart, this figure right now is the most affordable that it's been in a while. Does that mean it won't become affordable again? Absolutely not. It absolutely could. It absolutely can tank again. Does that mean that they won't come out with another Cheer-It? They've been reissuing Rogue One figures. They've been coming out with Rogue One figures. So you do have to, you know, we've just been talking about it, that they can reissue. They're not beyond the reissues. Also, Disney Plus is bringing a lot of these characters in. And you already have, you know, rumors that Forrest Whitaker and Ben Mendelsohn already in the upcoming Andor series. And you have to wonder if they would keep a surprise appearance from, you know, for Chirrut Imwe and Baze Malbus under wraps. They will tell you until their dying breath, before the production starts, that they're not in there. If they want to surprise you, you always have to remember that with Hollywood. If they tell you everything that you want to know, then there is no surprise. Always remember that. And these actors and these producers and these directors and these representatives, they go on shows like Jimmy Kimmel, like Jimmy Fallon, and they go here and they go there, and they're not going to not go there. And because they don't want you to ask them the question, is Donnie Yen in here? If they wanted to surprise, their answer to you is going to be, no, Donnie Yen is not in here. Does that mean he's not in here? Absolutely not. You're going to have to watch it to find out. Whatever you heard from Deborah Chow that this one's not in here or that one's not in here, don't believe it until you watch it. For sure. The other one, let's take a look here. I was telling you for a long time about the Mud Trooper. Gosh, I had people picking up the Mud Trooper for $275. Remember, this figure was well over $400. Well over $400. When, if you were following 6 Scale Cantina and 6scalecantina.com and the market value chart and this biggest mover section. And then it started to trend down, and it trended down in a huge dynamic way. And you were able to get this in the high 200s, low 300s all day long. But now this figure is one of the highest trending up figures again. And in all my analysis with this, remember I said that this is a very unique figure. It's a stormtrooper. Not only is it a stormtrooper, it's a stormtrooper that's Han Solo. And say what you will about that Solo movie. That Solo movie was really, really good. And a lot of people are starting to watch it now because they're over their frustration with The Last Jedi, which is why so much merchandise is starting to sell for Star Wars now, because people are over their frustration with The Last Jedi. Things are starting to heal. Deborah Chow, Filoni, and Favreau and Disney are turning things around. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom, bada bop, bada bop, bada boop, bada beep, bada beep, bada bop, bada boop, bada bop, bada bop. Things are changing. And when you look at this figure right here, Mud Trooper, just sold just sold yesterday for $399.95. And on the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com, this figure is $367 and trending up. And you have to wonder, is it possible that this figure once again will breach the $400 tier range? And I say yes. It's a trooper. It's Han Solo. It's unique. And this is one of those figures from that movie that quite possibly they won't reissue for a very, 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 very long time. For sure. Continuing to look at some of these in here. AJ, I'm so bummed I missed one at my local con a few years back. 808 says, live in the galaxy that's far, far away. All right, I got to catch up on a lot of your chats. And going in here. So go ahead, give me your comments. I will address them. We will go to it, buddies. Brandon actually says, so true. I want Bespin Luke, but just going to wait for it to release versus pre-order in 2 years. Also, who knows what will come out during that time? Very, very good point. And let's continue to scroll down here. And Single Sword Rider says, Mark Attack, I'm like you. I want an evolution of all troopers from the Clone Wars all the way up. Yeah, well, you're going to get that, baby. Pablo Mesa, I brought my Mud Trooper off of Jeddah last year. Now he's looking for one. That's what happens in the community, right? It happens. I mean, a lot of people did that, actually, and it happens. Let's see here. Single Sword Rider says, missed out on the Mud Trooper. I want to have an evolution of troopers as part of my collection. Okay, so that's what you were talking about, buddy. I have a funny story, says AJ, from years ago when I almost got a Hulkbuster instead of an ESB Yoda. A Hulkbuster, that's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. Like the Han Solo by himself right now. The collector number 1 says, Mace is coming. Yes, he is. Patrick, Aries, hope you're well, my friend. And I know spilled coffee over that Mace Windu tease. I sure did, baby. Actually, out of everything that came out, that was the most impact for me. Without question. Without question. Continuing to look at some of these in here. Peter's in the house. Peter Coca-Cola, what's going on? Hopefully a 2-pack Yoda and Dooku. Yeah, it's possible. It is very, very possible. Looking at some of these, I'm getting there, my friends. Jonathan asks, can you imagine what our collections will look like on the 50th anniversary of the original trilogy? You know, it's a great question. And honestly, you have to wonder. Let me ask you a question, Jonathan. How many of us will actually still be collecting Hot Toys at the time of the anniversary of the trilogy? I've been collecting for years, so I know I'll still be collecting Hot Toys. How have I been collecting for years? And I think it's worth talking about because that's another tip for you as I pull this up onto the screen. Stay thirsty, my friends. collection control. We've just been talking about bargains, and I've been giving you some insight on how to look for certain bargains. Follow 6scalecantina.com. Pay attention to the biggest movers. Pay attention to the market trends. Stay informed on what's going on to make wise decisions on some of these things. Even if something is going high, that doesn't mean they're going to come out with it again, especially when it comes to the 40th anniversary Darth Vader, because they're just not in that packaging anyway. Collection control. Collection control. What do I mean by collection control? There's no wrong or right way to do it. But you should have some type of parameter of control, whatever that control parameter is. For me, I only collect certain releases for Hot Toys. That doesn't mean I won't get those figures in another line of Star Wars that's less expensive. But for Hot Toys, because of how pricey they are, I only get certain things that I want. That being said, you need to be able to put that whatever mechanism you choose, which means that you have to break this down into what is the things you want the most to the things you want the least. And really the easiest way to do this, to be quite honest with you, it's kind of like before you get married. Do you want to marry her or you don't want to marry her? Do you want to marry him or you don't want to marry him? Do you want to go here on vacation or do you want to go there on vacation? Do you feel like watching this movie or that movie? You got to break it down like that. And a lot of times when Hot Toys for Star Wars, they're giving you heat like they just gave. A die-cast C-3PO. An Attack of the Clones R2-D2. An Empire Strikes Back Luke Skywalker DX-25 that looks like that. Then you start comparing it to the other Star Wars Hot Toys that you were going to get. And you start asking yourself, were you getting those other Hot Toys because you just didn't have what you really wanted available? Because I can tell you right now, the Dark Jedi doesn't buy every Star Wars Hot Toys. And I only buy Star Wars Hot Toys. Why? Because I have control. But if you have control, how do you do this, Eric? I don't know. I didn't have every damn figure in a vintage carded or vintage mint on box. But if I had just a couple of them, I did this. I didn't need every damn one. Do I want everyone? Sure. I want every Ferrari too. Do you have every Ferrari? I don't have every Ferrari. I don't have any Ferrari. I don't. For me, it's an easy choice. You're going to give me Bespin Luke. I don't care what I was thinking of getting. I don't need anything as much as I need Bespin Luke. They come out with Mace Windu, which they will this month. They come out with Padme this month. They come out with Attack of the Clones, Anakin. If they come out with Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan. If I'm getting too overwhelmed or it's too much, then I won't get certain figures I was going to get. Quill or Attack of the Clones Anakin? Let me see. Real hard choice. Done. Anakin. Another Mando? Or Mace? Let me think hard. See, I already got 2 Mandos. Oh, done. Mace. What about the other Mando? Who cares? I'm going to get them out the wazoo. Who cares? Who cares? Quill or Padme? Let me think. So hard. So hard. I mean, I've only known Quill for a couple years. I know Padme since 1999. Been staying in my heart since 1999. See, I watched The Phantom Menace 99 times. 99 love balloons and 99. Dun, 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 dun. Done. Padme. I told you we were going to be getting a smorgasbord filled with figures to choose from. Now you're going to be able to pick out what you want and take out what you want if you wish. There's a lot of collectors out there. I'm friends with a lot of them. It's not just Fabio. They collect all the Star Wars figures, all the troopers, every one of them. And they can afford to, and they enjoy it, and they have control. They're just able to do it more, and that's fantastic. And they should. For me, I've got to budget it. But I'm just as happy as they are. And with every release, this is what I do. And I wish to God they would come out with 50 more releases of every single character I really want, so that I'm able to narrow it down to what I really want and not waste my time. And I would do this. I'd probably swim all the way to Hoth underwater under the snow like this. And I said the word swim, which means I have to fill up table 10 with the droids, with the pilots, with those being flowed with the pilots.
There's always a bigger fish.
I got to go take a dive in that ocean with the Qui-Gonster. Really? Let's go to some comments in here. Fat Batman says, "What's up, man of hot collectibles?" I never heard. Who's man of hot collectibles? Is like the man of hot? Is he like a hot man? Is he like is he too sexy for this stream? Too sexy for this band? Anyway, OG fan, coffee. Come on. And great icons here. Welcome in here, my friend. And Pablo Meza says, hopefully a grand draw for the Luca series. You're going to make me play this, aren't you, Pablo?
They call him the Wizard.
Wait a minute. Pablo, I'm getting a call from the Hot Toys Wizard. Let me move the headset. Wizard, why do you sound like Dante from the Man of Hot Collectibles? Yes, I know he has to stream on Friday at 8:30. Yes, I know he will play Rides Like a Bantha. Like a band, yeah. What's the news? Really? You want me to tell Pablo that? Are you sure? Are you positive? Hey, I got a question. He hung up on me. The voice of Dante. Pablo, I just heard from the Hot Toys Wizard. It is a 100% lock that you are getting a Grand Admiral Thrawn from the Ahsoka series on Disney Plus. You heard it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. Happy day to you. Remember,
They call him the Wizard.
Mark Attack. They'd be crazy not to make Thrawn. That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. They'd be absolutely nuts. How could they not do that? AJ goes, like a bantha. I have to get like rights from Dante. Like he would charge me for me to play that song out here, so I can't. You have to tune into his on Friday night. Wizard. KG Collector, one of the Wonder Twins, is in the house. What is up, KG? And KG says, is it possible we will get Django tonight?
They call him the Wizard.
You know, I don't know, KG. I feel like we're due for the Frog Lady. I really do. I feel like we're due for with R5-4, one of the kids. You know, the Frog, maybe a Frog Lady and Frogman 2-pack. You know, maybe a Venomized Grogu. Maybe another Grogu. I mean, I just feel like, you know, with all this heat, you know, because the heat is on. It's at Hot Toys. I mean, for me, I'd be like, look, every figure that you think people would complain about, every figure that you would think, why did you put that out? There couldn't be a better time while we're all smiling like the Joker. Because it's so cool right now to be a Star Wars fan and to collect Hot Toys. And we're getting Ewan McGregor on a television show, and Hayden Christensen, and Ian McDermott, and Jimmy Smits. Oh, don't get me going on Jimmy Smits. How long have I talked about Jimmy Smits? Aries, you're insane. Aries, you're insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. But sometimes out of craziness comes the truth. I don't know. I just feel like don't you, KJ? Don't you feel like we're due for something obscure? How about a Bantha? Maybe a Bantha's going to got Blur. Are we due for a Blur, KJ? Or a Bantha? Like a Bantha. Like a Bantha. Like a Bantha. Like a Bantha. Can you imagine Dante, the man of hot collectibles? Can you just imagine his show? If the 1/6 figure that they come out with for the Book of Boba Fett, with Boba Fett, and make no mistake about it, they're going to come out with a 1/6 Boba Fett for Boba Fett. They're going to come out with a 1/6 Boba Fett for Boba Fett. And if you don't believe me, this is how I feel.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
They're going to come out with it. If they came out with 3 Blurgs, they're going to come out with Boba Fett from the darn Book of Boba Fett show, which they don't have one yet. Can you imagine Dante if they came out with him on a Bantha? Oh, Dante, what you gonna do when Hot Toys releases Boba Fett on a Bantha on you? What you gonna do? Good to have you here, KJ. Do I think Django's coming tonight? I think it's possible. 808 says, I would drop to the floor in pure absolute joy if we ever got a book and Dangar. Come on. Bosk is what he meant there. That's what I was hoping you would say, what you're thinking. The collector number 1 says, give me a 1/6 Bantha and I'll buy 2. If Hot Toys makes a 1/6 Bantha, it will increase the sales of Tusken Raiders. It'll also increase the amount of times you hear like a Bantha on Dante's stream. KG, we need a Tauntaun. ESB is my favorite Star Wars film of all time, next to Revenge of the Sith. Then KG, one of the Wonder Twins, must be sitting at a very cold table in the 40s at table 44. Let's fill up KG.
Right, I'll see you shortly. There's a meteorite that hit the ground near here. I want to check it out. It won't take long.
Riley, the other Wonder Twin, is in here. Easy will spill his buttermilk beer if they drop a 1/6 Bantha. Here also at table 44 with your other Wonder Twin.
Oh, really? You're cold?
All right, let me continue to answer some of these comments here. Oh my goodness, I'm so behind. KG, give me all the Star Wars. There's the big dog pound. Woo! Where's my friggin' Bane? Cad Bane or Bane from Batman? Because you have to wonder, are both Banes coming? And I say, yes. You got to remember, I don't just call Star Wars there, Riley. And who called the Electro, Jamie Foxx, talking about that, they would come out with that again? Who called it? I mean, come on, I called it. I called it. Who called the Jamie Foxx?
They call him the Wizard.
Who called Doc Ock?
They call him the Wizard.
Who called Goblin?
They call him the Wizard.
And who called the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man even before they come out with any movie that they're going to come in by themselves, including Andrew Garfield?
They call him the Wizard.
I think it was you. Anyway. Man of Hot Collectibles is in here. I'm looking for his first comment, but I can't get to it. Dante, what is up, buddy? Good to have you in here, my friend. Single Songwriter said they just started filming Ahsoka series 2 days ago on Rosario Dawson's birthday, and the crew gave her one of those director chairs. You mean Mike Zero's rumor that Rosario's been replaced is maybe inaccurate? Anyway. Going back to the Throd comment. Love that music right after says the Wizard. You got to watch Psych, baby. Have any of you ever watched Psych? Psych is awesome. It's awesome. That's where this clip is from. You've got to watch this show. Like all the seasons. It's 9 seasons, including the 3 movies.
They call him the Wizard.
All right, let's continue to go on to what I was talking about here and go to the next thing. Blowing this up higher. So, collection control, finishing that up. Collection control is very, very important because it helps you be able to continue to collect for not only the years, but for the decades to come. You control it by controlling your budget. You control it by how much you spend, and you control it by making sure you collect the selection of the things that you want. So it's kind of like here, because I could tell that this is subtly starting to stir, and I really don't get it. But when you go into the secondary market, let's actually go to the market value chart for Star Wars, market value chart for Marvel, which is under construction, which is massive. Look at all these damn figures. I mean, look at all these figures, man. I mean, just look at these all. Like look. 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 We're not even out of the $400 tier range yet. We're not even out of the $400 tier range yet. Look. Like look. Look. Like, we're not even out of the $300 tier range yet. Like, look. What'd you do 2 years ago? What'd you do 2 years ago? What'd you do ago? What'd you do 4 years ago? What'd you do 5 years ago? What'd you do 6 years ago? What'd you do 7 years ago? What do you do now? What does a collector do now? What do they do? Let's say there was one figure up on pre-order. Does that really help somebody who's coming in? Because they got all this. What are they going to do? It's kind of overwhelming, isn't it? What are you going to do? I could tell you what I did when I came in. I was like, holy freaking moly. Holy cow, as Phil Rizzuto used to say. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Only some of you will know what I'm talking about, what I just said. And if you understood what I just said, put it in the chat, baby. What do you do? I know when I came in, I was like, I don't know, right? But actually, I did know. Because I treated it like any other darn collecting thing that I've been in. It's the same story everywhere, over and over. This is toy collecting. This is what happens. Pick what you want. I've been spilling my coffee since I've gotten into Hot Toys, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. Still waiting on figures in the secondary market for a right price. Still waiting on some reissues, which I've been able to luck out with, like I got with that Attack of the Clones Yoda, like I got with the Return of the Jedi, not the Return of the Jedi, the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, like I got with the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. Pay is key. Control is key. I got a lot more to deal with over here than I have to do what they have up on pre-order. Selection, control. Now you're going to be able to get what you want. My baseball, God, they're both good, baby. If you're the wizard, Aries, I love Mike Zero, though. I really do. I watch that all the time. It's awesome stuff. Awesome. A lot of stuff that's right, too. A lot of it. Absolutely love Psych. Shay Sickman says, love Psych. Come on. Come on. Anyone at table 66? Anyone dare just to be with this guy right here? And I think Grogu needs a refill at table 88 with the Michigan Jedi. Come on. Let's continue to scroll up. Let's go back to the banner here. Hot Toy Live collecting tips, tricks, and flips. So, collection control. We just talked about that. Enjoy the selection. Be selective with what you buy. Select what you buy in accordance with your budget. And budget it out and schedule it out accordingly. I'm here to tell you, you're going to get a lot of heat when it comes to Star Wars Hot Toys. You have a lot of heat. There's been a tremendous amount of heat for Star Wars in the secondary market. You're going to get a lot of good stuff that's going to come up on pre-order here for 2023. Remember, you hardly had nothing in 2023. You only had 5 before May 4th, which included that Bespin, that deluxe Luke Bespin. And now with those 5, you have 10. So very, very important to realize that. You know, for me, I just collect Star Wars Hot Toys. I'm completely fine. Because I don't collect Marvel Hot Toys. I don't collect DC Hot Toys. I don't collect any other Hot Toys. And I actually collect Star Wars Hot Toys. And I got quite a bit of them. Like a whole lot of them. But it's a focused Star Wars Hot Toys collection. So I don't have any debt. And I don't got any pressure. And I just have a fun time. And they could come out with 50 announcements tomorrow. And all I'm going to do is dance in the street. There's no sweat on me. But they're not going to come out with that. But, again, collection control. Bargains. Let's continue with the bargains here. Grail bargains. Let's bring some of this up onto the screen. You know, a figure that leveled out, 2 figures that leveled out. Let's bring them up onto the screen. Let's bring this good man up. Commander Cody. Hot Toys Star Wars Commander Cody. Just back from May 8th. $400. Look at this seller. All 100% positive feedback. Not including the $21.60 in shipping. Not including taxes. Wow. Bringing this up onto the screen. Rey and Dia. And just the end of April, or the last week of April, $4. Gone. And really, when you go to 6scalecantina.com, and neither of those figures right now, they leveled off, are in the biggest mover section for the past week, as I scroll down to show you. But when you go to 6-scale Cantina, when you go to the market value chart at 6-scale Cantina, the Star Wars market value chart, let's go ahead and type in Cody. $402 in steady. And Rey. MMS 559 with Dio, $370 in steady. You know, you have to wonder. Is it possible that both of those figures are future Grails? And I say, yes, they most certainly are. I think it's time to crack open some spotchka here, baby. So where did I tell you the Cody was eventually going to go? Over $500. Where did I tell you the Rey was eventually going to go? Over $500, correct? If you really want those figures, and you got money for those figures, I could tell you right now they're not going to get any cheaper. You're not going to get the Rey and Dio reissued for years upon years upon years. Commander Cody, very possible, but more likely you're going to get different versions and 2.0s, not that original one. You know what happens to the clone troopers and some of these figures with the sideshow releases. You know all the companion pieces that are going to start coming out for the Commander Cody. And you see where some of the other desirable figures go within the secondary market. So you follow the secondary market to see if you can get a bargain to pick those up, because they're not going to get any cheaper as time and as the years go on. All right, Setman, let me know in the chat. I was looking at some past ones because I'm running this by myself. Is everything okay here? Hopefully there's no lag. But if my video is having problems, let me know in here, or if it's okay. If it's been okay, some of my guys in there, Chris, Criminal 808, Michigan Jedi, Single Songwriter, Man of Hot, any of you, is reception okay? And hopefully it is. Just want to make sure there was some back in there. Let me know how it's been the last 10 minutes. Edward says, what's up, Aries? And Edward, good to know you're in here. What is up, my friend? Whoever bought it got a major steal. Not sure which one we're talking about there, but that happens a lot. Single Songwriter says, looks good on this end. 808 Michigan Jedi, good now. Chris, it's good. And has it been good the last like 10, 15, just a little in and out? I don't know what to do with that today. Bad. Me trying. I'm at table 3, says Mark. All right, well, then we got to fill up table 3. You know what that is. I love table 3. Who doesn't love table 3? I mean, goodness gracious. I just got to find the darn table 3. Here we go.
General Kenobi, you are a bold one.
I'm getting these little Wi-Fi things that are going up and down. They've been coming up and down all show, so I get a little worried that it's not working good. I'm going to have to fix something. But anyway, okay, glad it's working. Acting up a little again. It's the Hot Toys Wizard playing games with the Dark Jedi. Come on. That's all right. We're having a lot of fun here. What's a little lag? What's a little lag? Someone says, could they make a Boba Fett in his jumpsuit from the flashbacks? Yes, they can. You know, that's another thing. It might not be just one Boba Fett that they come out with, which is interesting. I think we're going to see some stuff on that very, very, very quickly, my friend, and very soon towards the that they could do. They're going to see that celebration. I just really do. Putting this up from Darth Chopper. No lag, baby. Looking good for the whole stream. Well, good. I'm glad it looks good there, Darth Chopper, and I love your avatar there. And that means you must be sitting at 88 with Michigan Jedi, or you must be sitting at table 5 with Popsic, or maybe you're sitting at table 88 with Michigan Jedi and wife of Michigan Jedi, because sometimes she pops on as well. So let's just pay Yoda for everybody, or Baby Yoda, or Grogu. So really, when you look at, the Rey and Dio, and it's showing signs again of, going back over, and I'm putting this back up on the screen, and let me make it a little bit bigger so everybody could see it. There we go. At steady at $370 in rows, and now showing signs again of going up. You have to wonder, is it possible that this particular figure, and some of you that call it a set because it has Dio, but it's just too small, but it's cool as heck, and I got one. Could it go over $400? Can this figure go over $500? And I say, yes, this figure's a future Grail for sure. And this is one of those ones that they're just not going to reissue. Are you going to get your Dark Side Rey? 100%. And this figure will very shortly go over the $400 tier range, and probably before the end of the year be close to $500 tier range at that time. How about Commander Code? That one has way more of a chance of just getting straight reissued than this day Rey and Dio, and you don't need me to tell you that. All of you in the chat could surmise that. Very possible we're going to have different versions of that figure, but they could straight up reissue that figure. They reissued the Yoda, right? We were talking about that. They straight up reissued the Darth Vader from Empire Strikes Back. They did that, right? They straight up reissued that Boba Fett Deluxe from the Empire Strikes Back. It was also very good. Well, they have a lot of other Tamora Morrison head sculpts that they're going to come out with. They have a lot of other clones that they're going to come out with. They also could come out with a different other version of Cody and get everybody that has that Cody to buy a new Cody. And I can tell you right now, if they don't reissue that figure, that is 1,000% a Grail. And what I'm showing you right now are Grails in the making. Grails that are going to come. Future Grails. Kind of like this Chirrut. I'm just typing in CHIR and I get both Chirruts that come up. And you see the Chirrut Deluxe. MMS 403. 394 and trending down. It was very, very high. It hasn't been selling really anywhere near 394. It's just been trending down more so on that end. 356. Are you kidding me? It's well around 450 and Chirrut the low around 525, 550. Not too long ago. And just like the Mud Trooper, starting to show signs now of coming back up. Very, very important to follow the trends up within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. For sure. And that's the part of this banner where you see buy or pass. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. Current bargains and buy or pass. The buy or pass must have fooled you, right? The buy or pass is really buy or pass on these figures within the secondary market with some of these crazy, outrageous secondary market pricing and some of these pricing that is going up and some of this low pricing as well. And when you look at some of these figures, like Leia Endor, Return of the Jedi, you missed out on it. She's gone. She's sold out. It's the Endor Leia Return of the Jedi. She's trending up. I'll show you one on her. You know, and here's one that was actually altered. And with alterations, it still went for $327, even though it had alterations. And when you pull up Leia on the market value chart at 6-scale Cantina, and I'll go to the market value chart, and in that little search box, I'll type in Leia. And all the Leias will come up. And you can see right here that right now, the Leia that is trending up is Leia Endor, MMS 549, at $327 now, and rising. And remember, I was telling you last year, for months and months and months, that both the Leia Bespin and both this Leia Endor and that Leia Endor in Wicked 2-pack were all going to be very, very high price figures. And right now, you're starting to see that slow burn up with these Leia figures. And sure, they can go ahead and reissue the Leia Hoth. They can go ahead and reissue the Bespin Leia. They can go ahead and reissue this Leia Endor. But really, that hasn't been the trend of what they've done with these Leias. They could also reissue the Leia New Hope. That's not what they've been doing. And what they've been doing is giving you different Leia version after different version after different Leia version after different Leia version. One after the other after the other after the other. And with the three latter ones all being the same exact head sculpt. And you have to wonder, is it possible that now you're going to get another version or two from The Empire Strikes Back, especially the Bespin Escape version? Or how about from A New Hope, a Leia Ceremony Edition figure? Or how about a 2.0 version of Leia from A New Hope, only because that one is old at this point? Or what about Leia Bouche disguise from Return of the Jedi? And so really, as they come out with those figures, these particular Princess Leia figures are going to continually go to the Grail status of where the A New Hope Leia is right now within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. So really, if you could scoop up a deal and pick up a Leia Endor or a Leia Bespin at a really significant price or close to retail or not far above at this point where retail is that a future Grail bargain? And I say it sure as hell is. This is Princess Leia. This is Carrie Fisher. These figures are insane. And right now, they are not fetching what the Hoth Leia is going for. They're not fetching what the A New Hope Leia is going for. But you have to wonder, is it possible that will fetch what the Hoth Leia is going for? And I say, yes. They 100% will. So if you're looking for a Princess Leia, you're in the need for a Princess Leia, time to start hunting. Time to start paying attention to the secondary market trends. Trying to see what kind of bargain you can get out over there. Because these particular figures will all go way up in price at this point, especially because of this character, and especially when you follow the original trilogy releases. The original trilogy right now for Star Wars Hot Toys in the secondary market is absolutely off the charts. So, some tidbits for you there and some food for thought. Let's go to some of the comments. I keep taking this off the screen. Let's go back to here. Dr. Julia says, home run, dinger, four-bagger, etc. You must be talking about baseball. Come on. Single songwriter goes 2005 to 2025, 20th anniversary, Revenge of the Sith for a May 4th, 2024 wave. Wow. Wow. Can you imagine that, single songwriter? Man, oh man, oh man. You know, I'm wondering what we're going to get next year. What do you think we're going to get next year, songwriter? Is there an anniversary next year, of any kind of anniversary at all? It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because you know they're going to keep these May 4th thrills going. They're not going to ever go back and give us, 3 blurgs ever again on May 4th. So it's real interesting. Clink, what's up, Aries? Just got Lando. Amazing figure, Spotchka at table 27, please. Well, let's go ahead and fill you up, baby. Come on. Lando, let's pour you some Colt 45. And at table 27, you got these two dueling.
My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count.
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall.
Good to have you in here. Let's continue to scroll up on here. Chris says, I'd rather pay for something I could enjoy for the next 24 months versus some pre-order screen at Sideshow. Yeah, I'm totally with you. I don't pre-order any of that. I wait for it to come out and I buy it. I never had since I came on the screen. You all know, just a couple of very select few that I just wanted to, get it in there. But otherwise, I just don't do it that way. Again, a lot of people do it that way because it's how they're budgeted, it's how they track their money. So it's great. If you use it as a banking system, if you use it as a budget system, then that's great. If you're doing it because you're looking to buy it now, but wait 2 years, but there's no particular reason, then I don't know why, because I don't. Chris says secondary market pricing is just that, market pricing. So if you can get it for less, then that's a value, 100%. You hit the nail on the head. Single songwriter, Cody Possible for 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith packaging. That's a great point. That's a great point. Let's keep a close eye, folks. Let's keep a close eye. If, in fact, Hot Toys does put the Attack of the Clones Yoda into the 20th anniversary packaging for Attack of the Clones, if, in fact, Hot Toys does put Count Dooku in the 20th anniversary packaging for Attack of the Clones, then you're going to have evidence on top of evidence that already showed that they put Darth Vader from Empire Strikes Back in the 40th anniversary packaging for Empire Strikes Back. On top of evidence where they put the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett Deluxe in the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back packaging. So my point is, if they continue down this trend, where they did that for Empire Strikes Back, and if they show their hand and they do it again for the Attack of the Clones, should you buy Cody now? Or should you wait for Cody in that packaging? Because is it going to be more of a safe bet then that you're going to get Cody in that 20th anniversary Revenge of the Sith packaging? And if they come out with Yoda for the third time, and they put Dooku out in there, all respect to Dooku, he's awesome. But he nowhere near had the market impact of what Cody had when Cody sold out. And I will tell you, they made more Codys than they did Count Dooku. Then you have to start thinking about it. Salute. Let's keep an eye on it. Let's have this conversation again. I personally think before the end of this year, you're going to see Dooku and Yoda in that Attack of the Clone package. Why wouldn't they? Like, why wouldn't they? Like, tell me why they wouldn't. They already reissued Attack of the Clones Yoda. Why wouldn't they? Do it a third time in the packaging. Why wouldn't they? Count Dooku put it in that packaging. All right, let's go to some of these. Hold my balls. Yo, I'm late, but wanted to pop in and say hi. What's up, buddy? Joe P says, I got a full refund on my NRD back on something. JB Collection. What's up, girl? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is good. You and Mr. JB. Hello to both of you. Reissue Palpatine. They might with Return of the Jedi. They might not. I think you're going to get another Palpatine, though. I think you're going to get another Palpatine, girl. I really, really do. Pluric anniversary. Come on. Come on. The collector #1. A round of Jawa egg juice and Sposka chaser on me, baby. All right. Let's fill you up. Who's sitting at table 1 with the Dark Lords of the Sith?
Everything that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
We passed then.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
You missed the pre-order. When? Yeah, just now. Just now. Seth, my good man Seth, also a Cantina insider, with the $2 drop. How long before Rex hits waitlist? Any moment. Any moment's going to hit waitlist, and then it's going to go insane. Coming out of this winter and this spring, it's going to be a mass exodus of a lot of those figures, Seth. Like, you're going to see a mass exodus of a lot of those figures that are going to go real quick, fast, in a hurry. Real quick, fast, in a hurry. Remember, it's very, very important, Seth. And thank you for the $2 drop, buddy. It's going to be a mass exodus. It's very, very important to remember that Hot Toys relies, especially for Star Wars, on the secondary market to be able to pump up their brand. They see this and they know this. A lot of collectors come in to this hobby and they go to like 6scalecantina.com. They go to eBay, they go to Mercari, they go to here or this, and they're like, holy smokes, look at what these figures go for. Look at how expensive it is to get a darn Han Solo. Look at how expensive it is to get a Grand Moff Tarkin. Look at how expensive it is to get a Chewbacca. Look at how expensive it is to get a Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi. Look at how expensive it is to get a New Hope Obi-Wan Kenobi. Look at how expensive it is to get an Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. Look at how expensive it is to get a Yoda. Look at how expensive it is to get a New Hope Luke Skywalker. Look at how expensive it is to get a Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. Look at how expensive it is to get an original trilogy R2-D2. Look at how expensive it is to get a Princess Leia from the original trilogy. Look at how expensive it is to get a Rey and Dio figure from the sequels. Look at how expensive it is to get a Commander Cody. Now that it's sold out, I just came in this hobby. Damn. And make no mistake about it, with Star Wars, exactly what they're going to do. They're going to make these molds, and they're only going to produce a certain amount at one time. It'll sell out what it sells out. It'll garner demand in the secondary market. And then they'll take that mold and they'll either reissue it, or they'll put it in different packaging, or they will 2.0 it, and they'll give you a new version of it. To be quite honest with you, they've already done this before with the Princess Leia's, to give you a scenario. If you have the Princess Leia Hoth, and you have the Princess Leia Bespin, and you have the Princess Leia Endor, you basically bought that figure 3 times. As far as the way Hot Toys is looking at it. You bought it 3 times. They used it 3 times. You're going to buy it a 4th time, according to them? Yeah, you will, because they're going to come out with another one. If no one buys it, Well, no, then they won't come out with it again. But eventually it goes out. And I've been telling you all last year to wait for it this summer and wait for it this fall and wait for it this coming winter and wait till you get into 2023. More drops for Star Wars, meaning announcements. Less production. I'm not talking about Mando figures. Yeah, they'll make 40,000, 20,000, 30,000 Mandos. That kind of stuff, crap for sure. It's not what I'm talking about. The other figures, less. But why would they invest into it, Aries? For just a low production. Why, Aries? Why? It makes no sense. I concur. It makes no sense. If they're not going to use the darn mold again, then it makes no sense. If they're going to use the mold again, then that makes every bit of sense in the world. And Star Wars is an IP where you could come out with many different versions of a character and we will keep buying it. And it's not just because of troopers and we troop build. It's because Star Wars is that type of IP. But I don't collect it that way. We don't collect statues that way. I understand. But there is a plethora of collectors coming in, such as myself, that never came from statues, that came from toys. And they collect that way. And it's so many of those collectors that are coming into Hot Toys. Not because Hot Toys is a premium statue. It's not. It's a premium toy. People like me are comparing these to those type of collectibles. We appreciate those collectibles. Those collectibles are awesome, but in far in our hearts, we don't really care about those collectibles. I loved my grandmother's statues. And I couldn't play with them. And I got no interest in them. I have interest in toys. I have interest in that plastic. I have interest in that articulation. I have interest in those Star Wars characters. And I lose my mind over Star Wars. You're going to give me something that looks like the real life thing, like it's almost insane, like it's going to come to life? Man, that's what's happening. And they come in and they do it. You make too darn many of them on one production run, minus the Mando, minus some figures like that. They're not going to buy them again. So in a way, when you go ahead and make a mold, you make a production plan that you're going to go ahead and make this not only for this year, but you may have a 6 to 10 year plan with that particular mold. There's a certain life cycle to it. Before that mold expires and it gets too much mileage on it and you got to redo it. And this is how production and manufacturing work. And you can bet your ass it better work coming out of COVID with this economy and everything that's transpired here, because that's the only way they're going to really be able to make money off this. And this is the IP way for Star Wars that way. And some guy called Fab's Figures, I never heard of him. Some guy Fabio is in here. Who is this guy? Maybe this is Fabio. Go visit Fabio's Figures from Fab's Crypt on YouTube. Get that Fabio in the house. I'm trying to go through these chats here. Single Song Writer says, look at how expensive it is to get Haunted Luke and Stormtrooper disguise. Those things are insane right now, bro. They're insane. I don't have any new data, enough data to justify it going up. But trust me, it is going up. It is going up. And as Tata goes in, I mean, it went up and it's where it's at its high. You know what else is high when you're talking about troopers? I mean, I just showed this the other day, dude. I mean, let's blow this up. With Fabio in here on the market show from Monday. Let's bring these up. I mean, God. I mean, here's a Haunted Chewie. It's not the Stormtrooper disguise. Just from what, 2 days ago? $960 with the $60 shipping US. So take $40 off that. So $1,000. Add $20 in shipping. Add your taxes. Oh my goodness gracious. We were just talking about this. We talked about it a lot. And used. These figures, this set. These figures are awesome. I showed you the Mud Trooper already. Look at this one, Songwriter. Look at this one, everybody. This was $575. So even if you want to take off $50 on a best offer, I mean, I've been telling you that these, yeah, here you go. A lot of you were like, Aries, I didn't know that this figure existed. It does. This is not the video game. This is an Empire Strikes Back Hoth Snow Trooper. Pretty cool, huh? That's a damn cool trooper, man. It's damn good. Look at that. There's not a chance on Tatooine that they will not put another one of these out for the Empire Strikes Back. Look at that. Man. It's pretty wild, isn't it? Ah, look, a little Lego or something. Maybe a Kubrick. There you go. Let's go to the market value chart there, Songwriter. Let's actually see where that trooper and the Han and the Luke troopers that you're talking about are sitting. Let's go to the little search box. I'm going to put in Han. Let's see all the Hans that come up. Han Stormtrooper. Here you go, Songwriter, and everybody in the chat. Han Stormtrooper, MMS 418, $589 and steady. Han Solo, A New Hope, MMS 261, $624 and rising. Is it possible that the Han Solo, A New Hope is going to catch up to the dark side Anakin? Let's put in Luke. What the heck is the Luke Stormtrooper? $473 and steady. Wow. $473 and steady. Let's put in that Hoth Snow Trooper. And now I get the Leia Hoth. Snowtrooper Empire Strikes Back MMS 397. $509 and rising for one trooper. One trooper. One trooper. Snowtrooper Battlefront VGM 24. That's $459 and rising. And then the 2-pack Snowtroopers Battlefront is $859 and rising. All the Snowtroopers are rising. And to be quite honest with you, I'm actually a little surprised at this point that we don't have more Snowtroopers up there. But, you know, even when you talk about a battle-damaged Snowtrooper from the Empire Strikes Back, something's coming with these Snowtroopers, I'm telling you right now. For sure. Going into the chat back over here. And Jamal 3424. Fabio should do a CT suck at wizard interruption. Oh my God. We'll have to talk to the Hot Toys wizard about that. Single songwriter puts in, check out bookmark 6scalecantina.com. Fabs Figures says, let's see the off-world Jawa egg juice. CT Suckett says, hey, you guys are going to make me replay this. Maybe some, I know you want to see this. Interrupt me, babe.
This is an emergency. Interruption. From the Hot Toys wizard. An interruption. We are under an investigation. Myself and my friend, Captain Rex, in the 501st, we are going to uncover the mysteries of Hot Toys for May 4th week. Look at this. It's from an old Bantha. These are Bantha ruins. And look, a Hot Toys box. That is the first clue. Let's keep moving around. Look here, another sign of Hot Toys. Anakin, what does this mean? All of this is the ruins from the May 4th week. You have to wonder what this means. I think we have more. Look, it's possibly a droid, Captain Rex. Let's go. Where is this droid? What droid is this? Is it possible that this is a new mold, that we're working on a new droid? What do you think, Rex? Agreed. I don't know. Listen, we don't always buy coffee out, but when we do, we buy it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
TK FOMO. I think we need to hear, is it possible that the Hot Toys wizard, besides CT Suckett, is going to take on the likeness of TK FOMO again before this month is over? And I say, stay tuned, because the Hot Toys wizard, come on. Rex is looking out for battle droids. Fabs Figures, that was the best interruption yet. You didn't see that yet? I asked you if you saw that there, brother. I played it for these guys. I know all these guys in the chat. You guys have seen this one like 3 times already. I played it before May 4th week, but I had to play it again. It's like the 4th time I did. So, I see when the Hot Toys wizard interrupts the program, I record. So I keep it on file so I can go ahead and replay his interruptions. That classic TK dance is priceless. Love the bonus dance moves. Come on, Big Dog Pound. Woo! Woo! Never gets old, says the 808 Michigan Jedi. Fab says, I've never seen this one. No, that's what I asked you there, bro. You're probably thinking of the other one. Yeah, that was Captain Rex. See, Captain Rex got freaking. See, even Captain Rex cannot withstand, the Hot Toys Wizard. So maybe the Hot Toys Wizard could take over Darth Vader. Maybe the Hot Toys Wizard could take over Bosk. Who knows? TK FOMO. Oh, some of these comments are just too funny. The Clo Collector. Good to have Clo Collector. That's all the stuff that person who spent $960 on eBay, his wife threw it all out. TK FOMO and Captain Rex. "808 goes, I think my limit, if I'm going to buy any of those figures in the secondary market, my highest price would be $350 to $375. No, that's a good thing. Pulling this back up onto the screen. I have a parameter like that myself, 808 Michigan Jedi. I actually like to keep it like max 375. I mean, I will go to 400, and a lot of people know that's kind of like my max. If I had to add in shipping, there's a couple things like maybe 405, 410. Okay. Depending on what it is, when it comes to Hot Toys. But I'll be honest with you, 808. Sometimes we can find a deal for $400. Sometimes we can't. So I keep that open. That's why I give myself that. You know what I mean? I keep it open if I can find something at that price. I find, sometimes you find a really good deal on that. So it's good to have the parameter, because we were talking about that this whole show. Collection control. Your comment here, 808, shows that you have some collection control by having this parameter you put up over here, $350 to $375. And that's what I'm talking about. Well, Aries, I want mine to be $450 to $475. Okay, that's good. That's also a form of collection control. You know your budget. You know how much you could spend. Whatever that is, you make that your collection control. You make that within your parameters. Aries, I can only get, out of all the things I collect Hot Toys, and I collect all Aries. I collect Marvel, DC, all the Hot Toys. Okay. I only can get, I'll throw out a number, 24 a year, 24. Okay. I can't get 40 of them Aries. It's too much. I agree. Especially if you feel like you have to buy 40, you will be overwhelmed. If you feel like you got to get 50, you will be overwhelmed. If you go into the secondary market over here and just look at all the Lukes that I pulled up, which is how many in the secondary market, and Hans and just the OT figures, you will be overwhelmed. You would be overwhelmed if you didn't have parameters like 808 Michigan Jedi, which is between 350 and 375. You'd be overwhelmed. You wouldn't know what to do. There's too many in the secondary market, and there has been for some years. Any of this stuff is not brand new. It's not brand new. So if your limit is 24, that you could get a year, throwing that number out, going back to that, then get 24. But Aries, they came out with a bunch of announcements, and now it's got to go over 24. Okay. Why? That's what you got to ask yourself. I know for me, there's some figures that I plan to get for Star Wars Hot Toys. And really not, for me, it's not, it's kind of like the Blurg. The Blurg, and even Quill in the Blurg, it's kind of like, it makes me feel pretty cool. It makes me feel like this.
Oh, yeah? Watch this.
Dun, 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 dun. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. And then I get like the DX25 and I'm like this. And you have to ask yourself how you feel. And if there's 40 figures you could get, and 20 of them are cool, but they just make you do this.
Oh, yeah? Watch this.
And then have the other half make you do this. Then may I suggest to you, just get the figures that make you do this. And I could actually afford to, but can't have my buddy floating in open space. I know exactly where you're coming from, brother. It is very, very smart and intelligent to do it that way. That's how you could stay collecting for many, many, many years, not have stress, not have debt, and have fun, and work towards the hunt and work towards building your collection for sure. Chris brings up a great point. Chris, another Cantina insider. Thank you so much for your support. Been an insider here for many, many months. And if you like what you're watching here today and you want expanded analysis, heightened thoughts, shows by the Hot Toys Wizard, live shows just for members, think about becoming an insider. You get that little sneak peek here on the right side. You see around the right over there, Cantina Insider. We'll talk about that later. But Chris actually says, don't fall for the FOMO hype. Looking at my Hellboy and asking myself, what the hell was I thinking? I never, ever saw the movie. Now, it's a great point. And Chris is not alone. Because is it possible that through my collecting career, the Dark Jedi did the same exact thing? And not just once, but many times? And I say, yes. I sure as hell did. And there's nothing wrong with it. But then you get to the point where you realize, I gotta get. Are you enjoying yourself? Are you really enjoying yourself? When you're really enjoying yourself, you're like, oh, yeah, man. Woo! I'm happy. I'm enjoying. I'm happy. I'm enjoying. And if you got that Hellboy, or whatever figure it is, and you're not looking at it like I am this Spotchka, baby, yeah. And you're just like, oh, wow. And if you're looking at it like, oh, okay, cool. Yes, oh, wow. Yeah, wow. It's kind of like, somebody in my family showing me something that, is cool to them. And I'm like, oh, very nice. What'd you get as a gift? What'd you get out of the grab bag? Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, here you go. Great. If that's how you feel, then why are you collecting it? I'll tell you why. Because you get into a habit. And sometimes you have to pinpoint that and you have to identify that very quickly in collecting. I know people that have been in relationships. I've been in relationships before I was married. And it was just to be in a relationship. It was just a habit. Just to be in a habit. There's really no love. It's just like, oh, it's what I do. It's what we do. It's got to do it. It's a habit. There's really no joy in it after a while. It wasn't real. It wasn't really what I wanted. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. I've done it plenty of times. But eventually you get to the point where you realize it. And you have to wonder, is it possible that when you finally get to that point, that you have your eyes wide open and you're able to really enjoy collecting? And I say, yes, and it's a sigh of relief. So you look at the figures that you have. And this is one of the last points I want to bring up, because this is also on the banner, where you're like, what is Aries talking about here? Sell or not? And it's exactly this point. It must have been magic from Chris. Maybe this is what they call Chris.
They call him the Wizard.
Because if you got a figure like Chris has, that Hellboy, and doesn't really want it, and can use the money for something that you're really going to just keep staring at morning after morning and afternoon, or night after night, and waking up to go take a leak out of when you're sleeping and stopping in to go take a look at that figure because it's precious to you, because you really love it and it was worth the money. Hell, it's worth the money if you spend twice the money on a secondary market because it's really what you wanted. Then you're collecting what you want, and you're collecting in quality over quantity. I got people asking me, some people ask me all the time, how many? Who cares how many I have? I think there's a notion out there, well, if you're a collector in this community, you got to have so many. No, you don't. It's never about that. Let me go ahead and pull that out right now and share that with you. Don't you ever feel like you have to have a certain amount? You don't need to. That's the same thing that's going back to grade school. That's like when you're going into grade school and be like, oh, I got to hang out with this group. If I'm not with that group, I'm not cool. Get out of here with that juvenile stuff. That's garbage. You don't need that. I'm going to tell you right now, I have a couple of close friends that live by me that are Star Wars freaks. I'm going to have them on the show. I already talked to them. One of them doesn't even have two of them don't have Star Wars hot toys. One of them just got a Marvel hot toy, a Black Widow for his daughter. But he's interested in this. Likes to look at them. He doesn't need so many to fit in. Get out of here with that. That's why I've been in martial arts for all my life, because I can't stand bullying, and I'll be at any darn club that I want to or not want to. And you should do the same darn thing, because you should feel good about yourself for who you are. You should feel good about yourself whether you have one hot toy or 20,000 hot toys. And best advice I could give you is don't worry about what anybody else is doing anywhere. It doesn't matter. Do what you want to do. Now, this is advice. Sell the Hellboy. God, I've been saying away with you, Chris. I had stuff. I says, what the hell did I buy that for? And then when you go through the pain in the butt of doing it over and over, you finally learn, say, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to get what I want. And when you really break it down and you look at everything that's up on pre-order, and there's going to be a ton coming for Star Wars. Really, in your deep down in hearts, you're not necessarily going to love every figure the same amount as you love another one. So you don't need to get them all. You don't need to feel overwhelmed. And I understand if you do, because I've been there, but I've just learned not to. I was more excited about the Attack of the Clones wave of thrills for the fact that they did it and where they're going to go. You all know that. You all know I don't collect troopers that don't have head sculpts. I'm not overwhelmed at all. I'm not getting the clone trooper pilot. Not in a hot toy collection. Just don't do it. It's outside of my parameters, like 808 was talking about. I'm not getting that phase 1 clone trooper. I already have a phase 1 clone trooper. I got a couple, actually. I don't need it in Hot Toys. I'm just glad that they did it. I was excited about the tease they put in there with the freaking battle droid with the Mace Windu. And I'm a Star Wars nutcase. Nut. I don't need every figure. I don't need it. I don't need the pressure on my wallet. At all. That's why I didn't get the armor. Yeah, I don't like the 2 Phillips head screwdrivers. But I got no debt. It was Lando or the armor. Who do you think I'm going to pick? I don't got the armor in my collection. I don't need the armor in my collection. They'll probably come out with another armor. I'll think about it. I got Lando in my collection. I'm looking at the box right there. That's what I wanted. I don't lose any sleep about it. Zero sleep. Doing my own channel, having a blast with all you. I could care less. I don't got the armor. I don't need the armor. Do I like the armor? Yes. Parameters, decisions. I made one. Lando or her, no brainer. I hope this is a help to you. The Cloak Collector, armor, man. That backdrop in Droid still gives me nightmares. Sinister. Mace is definitely on my radar when he drops, as is Padme. I think I've been down for 2.5 hours. I think I might have said hit the like button when I first started. Go ahead, hit the like button if you hit it. Sinister. R2 will replace by Force Awakens R2. I was thinking someone sent to me a message over here. Was it the Hot Toys Wizard? Who knows? Let's see. No. It was the Hot Toys Parrot coming soon. But I am getting Mace Windu. That's mandatory. Oh, heck yeah. I mean, I dream about that figure. I dream about it. So that's one that's not a brainer. I don't dream about the armor, just being honest. That's why I didn't buy it. But you could kind of get into a habit of needing every darn figure. I don't need it. I don't need everyone. I need the ones that I want. And I'm like a Star Wars freak, and I don't need every darn one they're going to come out with. And the more that they could come out with, the better for me, because I'm going to get the ones I want, like Mace. Now, other people might want other ones. They might not want Mace, and they want the armor. That's great. That's what makes it great. Some people go to the record store. Remember, we used to go to the record store when we were kids? Some people would buy the Doors and Jim Morrison. Some people would buy Madonna, or they would buy Snoop Dogg. Not everyone's going to buy the same thing, and some of them buy them all, and that's great, but you're going to buy what you want. And don't feel pressure because someone's buying Madonna that you got to buy Madonna. If you don't like Madonna, don't buy it because you don't want to listen to it. But everybody else is doing it. Who cares? Sinister SMR. I'm passing on all but R2 with the new announcements. Even though I only collect OT and PT, they just don't fit with my collection. There you go. He's already answered his own question. He's passing on all but that R2, and I can understand that because not really into the prequels. That R2 is very enticing because if they didn't label that R2 as anything, it just looks freaking cool, doesn't it? The weathering on that sucker and the side. I mean, that's a good look at R2. That's a good look at R2. I'm definitely getting the R2. I'm definitely getting the C-3PO. I mean, those are just no-brainers. There's just no doubt about it. They put out Padme, the Dark Jedi gets that. They put out Mace, the Dark Jedi gets that. Any of those head sculpt ones like that, I'm getting it. Clink, speak the truth, Aries. Thanks, Clink. 808. Truth is being told, the actual facts. Thank you, my friend. FOMO is dangerous when you're talking about Hot Toys. That's why I created TK FOMO. It's Popsic. Refills on table 5, baby. Popsic in the house. Got to fill up Popsic. We got to get Grogu. Here it is, baby. R2 will replace my Force Awakens R2. Brandon Altman, appreciate the great words of life, bud. You got it, buddy. Thank you for listening. Glad it's a help. Jamal, Aries, spitting facts. Thank you, Jamal. Star Killer, preach Aries. Grail bargains, you say? I need a snowtrooper and the Luke and Han stormtroopers. Anyone? I need the Luke stormtrooper, bud. I got the Han stormtrooper. I need the Luke one. It's getting too high. I really, really lucked out on the Han stormtrooper. And I was able to. I actually got a Han stormtrooper, and I got one off of Ray at Hawk Wars Toys. Gosh, last year. And it was a good one. It was brand new. I think I've showed it to you guys before. I'll just show it again. It only takes 1 or 2 figures to make yourself happy, not someone else. But it's true. You get in a habit on a lot of this stuff. And sometimes you got to take a step back saying, why am I doing it? I mean, really, how many figures are in the secondary market? And you got to look at what's on pre-order. Look, I'm here to tell you facts. There's not too many pre-orders. I'm just going to come out and say it. It's not popular. Probably the only channel you're going to hear it. There's not too many pre-orders. There's actually not enough pre-orders for Star Wars. There's only too many pre-orders in your mind if you put pressure on yourself that you need all those pre-orders. That's like going to Country Buffet and putting pressure on yourself that you got to eat every damn thing in every pan. You're going to get full, you're going to throw up, and you're going to get sick. You're going to get full, you're going to throw up, and you're going to get sick. And if you buy every darn figure that's in pre-order, whether it's 50 or 250, what's the difference? Whether it's 250 or 350, what's the difference at this point? You're going to get full, you're going to get broke, and you're going to go in debt. This is the truth. But I have to wait so long. You always have to wait long. I came into this hobby and I'm like, what the F? It was 2.5 years then. It's no different. It's what it is to collect Hot Toys. There's way more items in the secondary market for new Star Wars collectors come in here than there ever is pre-orders or anything in stock. Triple, quadruple. Why aren't you overwhelmed with that? Well, because those aren't pre-orders. They kind of are. They're kind of special pre-orders that are extra hyperdrive, steroid injected prices that are still available and are actually more available now than a pre-order because you don't have to wait at all. You just got to cough it up, baby. Well, it's no problem because I'm not coughing it up for that figure because it really doesn't mean that much to me because I really don't want it. We're really to exercise the same discipline with the pre-orders because you probably really don't want those either. Exactly. Hashtag stop bullying. Yeah. Be your type of collector. Like I said, I'm going to bring in 2 of my friends on the show. You're going to love these guys. They love Star Wars. They're not going to be able to afford to get a whole lot of figures. What does that mean? We're good friends. Who cares? Preach. This is a collector's sermon. Ada says, my collection isn't as big as most. I'm very happy with my size, regardless of space limitations. Yeah, me too. Jared, my man, is in the house with the $5 drop. I have figures I want should sell, but have an intense fear of regretting it. Sometimes feels like cutting off a limb. Not sure how to get past it. That's a great one, bro. That's a great one. You know, again, you got to go through careful analysis of all those figures. You got to go through them, Jared. When you say want, should because you feel pressured to sell them? Because if you really don't want to sell them because you really love them, then maybe you've answered your question. If it should because you need money, then you answered your question as well. I don't know. That's your position. Using the word want to. Want because you feel the same way as the last chat where the person was talking about, I bought Hellboy. I really don't like it. I wish I didn't. I bought it because everyone else was buying it or there was nothing else to buy or out of habit. Now I'm going to sell it to get money. Well, then you should. So hopefully that's a help. Again, it's all about analysis and evaluating. You got a figure you wake up with and it makes you smile. You put a smile on your face to see that figure. You go into your collection room and you smile every time you look at that and say, that's mine, baby. You got a figure you're thinking about all the time. You can't wait to see it. Then you've answered your question. You need money. That's a different story. These things are just items. Always remember that. When you die, you can't take them with you. When you die, you can't take them with you. They're just things. So don't get too attached to them that way at all. You need money, you need money. That's the end of the story. You already answered your question. That's the end. I've done it before. Don't feel bad about it. That being said, if it's not about money, then you answered your question then as well. Hope that helps. Click that like button, says Single Sog Rider. It helps all the collectors in the community. Thank you, my friend. Starkiller says, Padme and General Kenobi reveals, come on, Hot Toys, make it happen. Still want a gold C-3PO more than anything, then let's go ahead and play this for you, my friend.
They call him the Wizard.
Wait a minute, I'm getting another call from the Hot Toys Wizard. Wizard, you don't sound like Dante this time, the man of Hot Collectibles. You sound like Harrison Ford. You've done this to me before. Bespin Han is imminent. I already know this. I think I was the one that told you, Wizard, that they're coming out with the Bespin Han. Okay, right. It was you. It was you who told me, right? Gold C-3PO is imminent, and you want me to tell Sinister SMR. Are you sure? Now, will you finally answer my other question? Hangs up on me again. There you go, Sinister SMR. 100% a lock. You will soon, eventually, get a gold C-3PO. Have patience. Hang in there.
They call him the Wizard.
Try to get to all your comments here. Your favorite? What is going on? Glad to have you in here. Adrian's in here. What's up, Adrian? I'm torn because I really want the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, but at this rate, we will get the new Obi-Wan first. I'm in a dilemma because I don't collect multiples of characters. I would wait to see what the final production photos look, Adrian, on the Clone Wars Obi-Wan. And I would actually exercise a little bit of because I think the Clone Wars Obi-Wan is going to be an exclusive. I could be wrong. We might have to wait 2 years for it. We'll see. It's going to go one way or the other. But wait over the next month because I think you're going to see them both. And I think you'll be able to make a determination and get the one that means the most to you. Starkiller, the Doors, those were the days. LOL, Madonna like a virgin. Like a virgin. Collecting for the very first time. Don't get me going. Lane Kramer's in the house says, yeah, at least for the current ones announced, 20th Attack of the Clones is going to be R2 since I need him for another Hot Toy layout. I am doing any others. I will have to see. Jeff Sith Arama getting all the Attack of the Clones announcements. There you go, baby. Fat Batman says, I have someone who says they're going to buy my Han and Luke in Stormtrooper disguise. Still waiting for him to acquire the funds, but that one's going to hurt, I feel like. Again, if you need the money, don't let it hurt. It's just things. You can always get things again, Fat Batman. If it's not about money, then you got to ask why you're doing it. But I get it. Spice Rider says, don't let this affect the market chart, but I got the Hot and Chewy 2-pack on eBay last night for $6.75 shipped with damaged box, and bought the replacement box for $50, and boom, I have the set for $7.25. That's awesome, Spice Rider. I didn't see anything with that. auction, send me the link so I could see it. That's great. That's a great deal. That's a great deal, because I showed you the one where the other night how high it went. Damn, I still need Luke in Stormtrooper disguise. Have ESB Snowtrooper on the way. Do you have the ESB Snowtrooper on the way? Oh my God. How much did you pay for that Beskar kid? Let me know in the chat on ESB Snowtrooper. Let me know, and let me know if it was like new, if it was used, if it had the box, the shipper. Let me know. Because I'm sure that was a hefty price for the Snowtrooper. Try to go through all these. Bear with me. Standout figures or pieces are better than many figures. Yes. Exactly. Quality over quantity. Jason actually puts on here, welcome in here, Jason. Wanted to say thank you, Aries, for the quarter scale Grogu review and showing him with 1/6 Mando. Was on the fence and ordered it after seeing your video. No, I wanted to do that video. Thank you so much for bringing that up. And for those of you that don't know what Jason's talking about, I do unboxings for Cantina Insiders. So I'm here at 6scalecantina.com. So if you go to 6scalecantina.com, if you wanted more than just clicking the join button to see what happens if you become a member on my channel, you could go here on the website, and I put up some banners of some of the things that I have if you become an insider. So you can see here, I have the pleather cracking and collecting climate control tips for your collection. If you become an insider, you can watch that. You see that I have Sunday Coffee Live outside of holidays. You get me live on Sunday. Also, you get other live shows for members. You get other cool comments, other cool shows. Expanded thoughts, heightened analysis. You see right here, holy smokes, baby. You see me hanging out with Felicity Jones. Well, that's not Felicity Jones. That's a Hot Toy figure. She looks more real than me, baby. You got to see my crazy unboxings. And then on to the left here, you see I've got the quarter scale Grogu that he's talking about on the screen. That's actually for everybody here that's in the chat and for everybody watching the video. You could go to my channel. I called it an insider members sneak peek, crazy unboxing. You get the whole video. Go check it out. I took a lot of time double screen to be able to show that quarter scale Grogu on how it looks next to the 6 scale Mandalorian. And while it's not an exact 6 scale, it looks pretty damn good. And I got an absolute gorgeous, fully articulated Grogu in my 6 scale collection versus those other little Grogus that come with all those other figures. This Grogu has articulated wrists, he has the articulated arms, he has the articulated feet, has the articulated legs, it's a fully articulated head. It comes with 2 head sculpts. It comes with 3 pairs of ears. It's freaking incredible. And I love it. And it really does work well. But anyway, thank you so much. And if you've never seen that video yet, go check it out after the show. Go to my channel and watch it. If you've been on the fence about that quarter scale Grogu, I know I took some of you off the fence for sure. 71 in here. Smash the like button, baby. Glad, Jason. Just being real with you all here. Citizen SMR goes, I got 3 module cases on the way, and I think I have them filled already. Where am I going to put any new figures? I know I still got some in boxes. I got to get 3 new DTOFs. 1, 2, 3. I got to get 4 new DTOFs from IKEA. Single Songwriter says, we are all in the collecting thing together. We collect the things we love, not what everyone else has in theirs, but what we want in ours, right? And what we've been talking about is how to do that with parameters, like 808 Michigan Jedi said his parameters 350 to 375. Sure, there's figures that I really want that I sleep and dream about that I don't have because I have parameters. What are some of those figures, Aries? Well, what about Grand Moff Tarkin? I don't got Grand Moff Tarkin in my collection. Now that's a figure. Here's a different story we're going into. That's a figure I do dream about. But I'm having patience. If I find a deal, like that other person put up on the chat that they found a deal on Hot and Chewy, was missing some stuff like the box, and bought the box separately and wound up piecing it together and got the whole thing for $725. Well, good on him. You know, I recently, but before the DX25 came out, got a great, opportunity on a DX07. That's how I got it. And ironically, this came out. But I was able to get it at, sometimes it's just worth the hunt. You don't have to jump on it right away. Hunting is part of it. And there's so many in the secondary market. Not even the Dark Jedi has all that. So pre-orders shouldn't matter. Doesn't matter if there's 300 pre-orders, 600 pre-orders. Don't get them all. You're not getting them all in the secondary market anyway, because you got parameters on yourself. So keep the parameters on yourself with the pre-orders. Get encouraged by the pre-orders. You're getting more of a selection. Combat's in the house. Jared asks, how does one become an insider? Thank you so much for bringing it up. Look, I'd like to talk about it a whole ton. You get the preview there. Just go to the channel. There's a join button. When you go to my channel, this 6-scale Cantina, click on it. It shows you everything that it comes with. If you're interested, I keep it a pretty cheap price. It's just one tier, everything. It's not like multiple tiers. Not anything wrong with that. I just did it. I just put it all in. You get a lot of stuff. Join if you want. Thank you so much, Jared. Beskar Kid. LOL. New mint and sealed box, and I paid way too much for it. Have funds left over from last year's collecting budget, thankfully. There you go. Lane Kramer with the $5 drop. Aries, if you get Bespin Luke next year from Hot Toys, I want to propose we do a dual live unboxing of the figure so we can have a live and raw reaction. Okay, Lane. I'll do that with you. I like you, Lane. I love having you on. If you. There's a hot 1,000%. Oh, God. And here's the thing. I'm still so giddy over my DX07. I love that. And we already talked about that at the beginning of the show. So go back and watch it if you wanted some insight comparing DX07, DX25. And why it's okay for some of you to send me messages. I can't believe I bought the DX07. I believe it. And it's not sinking. Matter of fact, it's showing signs of going up. And you should be happy you got it. It's a totally different figure. And the first Hot Toys Star Wars figure ever. And it's 2 of them. And it's Luke. All right, Lane. Let's do it. Let's do it, Lane. Let's do it. But you have to buy the spotchka. Okay? And you have to brew the coffee because I'm going to be, if you do that, let's do it together. We'll do the show. We'll work it together, baby. Thank you, Lane. If I'm missing some of you, just keep chatting in there. I'll put that up. Sinister SMR says, Aries has it right. Some figures you can appreciate from afar. I stayed out of Marvel, but man, some of those look awesome. I'm right with you. The classic Spider-Man is calling me, but I got to look away. I'm getting to you. I'm scrolling down over here. That's what I'm doing. We got 83. We got 83 already. Let's click. Let's get to 90, baby. Get to that 90 like button. Thank you, Lane. Chris says, watching Aries unbox something is right up there with watching your kids open Christmas presents. Look, I tell people this all the time. I'm blowing this up just a little bit so they can see that unboxing in front of you there, for the insiders thing. If you're looking for a professional unboxing, you may want to look elsewhere. I know some people love it. They love my dual screen. They love this stuff. You're really, I'm being real with you. My unboxing is going to be real, just to be honest. It's cool. Thank you. Here's a great loaded question. The Clone Collector. Aries, where do you think Star Wars Hot Toys collecting will be in 5 years? I think it's going to be, boy, that's a loaded question. In 5 years. I could tell you where it's going to be in 2 years. Where it's going to be in 5 years. Boy, that's a loaded one. They're on the path. I mean, it's going to be, in my view, the most elaborate and well-known, trendy Star Wars toy collecting thing to get involved in my view. I think that Star Wars is going to put Hot Toys on the map bigger and larger than they ever have been before. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Disney with Hot Toys in that point in 5 years. Star Wars, as Hasbro, as Kenner lucked out with, and as Hasbro's learned, and as Hasbro is experiencing. And I talked about this with Fabio, and I talked about this on my show on Saturday. I talked about it more with Fabio on Monday, and I'll address this again here. You can take some aspects of what is going on with Marvel and with other things in Hot Toys and relate that to Star Wars. Absolutely. You can't just take it all and assume it's exactly going to go the same way, because Star Wars does not act that way in toy collecting. It just doesn't. And with a lot of those collectors coming in, and a lot of those vintage, we don't talk about that. We talk a lot about, and I'm going to get some vintage guys on. And believe me, you get more vintage people coming in to Hot Toys. It's just different. Hot Toys has something here. I've been telling you since I started the channel, and that's another thing. I don't want to bring it out here regular, but I have it on Insiders. But is it possible? You know, vintage Star Wars, I'm going to be honest with you, they're not the best looking action figures. They're really not. They're like, what? I mean, it's just like, whoa. They started it all. It was magic. I went over all this. I'll have to do a show again where we talk about the phenomenon of what really created Star Wars Midnight Madness, of what really created Star Wars Force Fridays, of what really created Star Wars collecting, on what really created people when the Phantom Menace come out to be able to sit outside of toy stores for weeks waiting for these action figures and toys to come out. It's unlike anything else in this galaxy. And they struck magic with this Star Wars. And Hot Toys is magic in effect. It's capturing an IP like Star Wars and making something look so lifelike that people are losing their crap over when they see it. And it's going to be very interesting to see where it goes. And put it to you that way. And we'll talk more about it. Patience, young Padawan. Truth, says Jeff Sith. Thank you so much. Darth Chopper says, the crazy unboxing was fun, Dark Jedi Aries. Is there a BST thread in the Facebook group? What is a BST? I'm wondering what the what BST means. I'm losing my brain. I think I know what it means. Oh, Oh, buy, sell, trade in the Facebook group. Actually, there's not. We really don't do it in there, but I should probably do one, right? Someone brought up a suggestion. I forgot who it was. I got to look in there that we should do a junkyard, like a cantina junkyard type thing. I have to think about this. But thank you so much for the shout out on the crazy unboxing. Sinister says, vintage Star Wars are timeless. I love looking at those classic hardbacks. Nothing like them. I know. That's why they strike gold with the vintage collection, to be honest with you. And that's why this 40th anniversary packaging that Hot Toys did is gold. That's why this Attack of the Clones packaging is gold. Did you notice as I scroll to the most recent Star Wars announcements here? At 6 scale Cantina. Let's see. I might have to refresh that page. Oh, here we go. Let me go back to the homepage. That the Attack of the Clones packaging is vintage. I don't know if any of you caught that. I talked about it as well on my past shows. But this is vintage packaging. This is like the Empire Strikes Back Return of the Jedi actually logo. This is here. They're using that with Attack of the Clones, and it's brilliant. It's nostalgic. It'll be very sellable. And they'll never reissue these in this packaging ever again. Remember, I talked about that with the ESB Vader at the onset of the show. And Clink. Clink becomes a new YouTube member. Thank you so much, Clink. Much, much appreciated. I hope you enjoy all that. Thank you so much, Clink. That just popped up here on my screen. So I do appreciate that. Let me know, Clink, when you watch some of the videos, what you think of the content. Always looking for input from all of you as well. Also, with the content you see here. Much, much appreciated. Thank you so much there, Mr. Clink. Shout out to you for sure. Going through some of these other chats in here. Good for Health says, Watto's Scrapyard. Yeah. Come on. And that's what 808 mentioned to me. It was the Weedo, was the Watto's Junkyard. I think that 808 did that, said that to me there. Absolutely. Good for Health. So yeah, I mean, that's exactly, it was you, 808. That was you. Absolutely. Kenner cardbacks rock. So I want you to go look, Star Killer, and some of you other guys in there. Go look at Return of the Jedi cardbacks. I mean, if I should probably pull one up. While we're talking, I'm just going to put up in here, search Return of the Jedi vintage cardback, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking. I could pull it right up on eBay, but I don't know why I'm doing it here. But let me just pull it up. There you go. We pull up an image. Let's pull up this freaking. Let's actually see if this will pull up. Let's see if I can blow this up more. And let me edit and copy and put this on the other screen so you could actually see it even larger. So you'll see what I'm talking about. And only because I've been so into this for years, I know. So if you look at that Return of the Jedi logo, and we're going to go back to the Attack of the Clones, you'll see that this matches the Attack of the Clones on the Attack of the Clones packaging. Very, very similar in some regards because they're looking to capture this. They've done this even on the vintage collection with the Mandalorian figures line. They got in the vintage collection, which are really cool, and some of the other lines as well. So you're getting a good look at this right here, at what this logo looks like. Let's go ahead now and look. Go back to 6scalecantina.com. And you can see with the Attack of the Clones logo, it looks very, very, very similar, doesn't it? So that's what I'm talking about. Aaron says, I think there will be more vintage people coming over to Hot Toys with the bubbleless card backs. Yep. Yep. All right, baby. That's all the Dark Jedi has tonight. I can't believe I'm going for 3 hours, but I had so much fun. And we got 80 in here. Go ahead and smash the like button. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're just coming in, it was an epic show. I hope the collection tips helped. I hope the buy-sell with your collection helped. I hoped everything that, I shared with you on here, with the batter was a help to you. Current bargains, collection control, sell or not to sell your collection, buy or pass within the secondary market. Wizard already gave you the scoop on quite a few figures that even you asked me about. We heard from him twice. Love you all, baby. I don't always buy Spotchka out, and particularly coffee from the cantina. But when I do, I buy from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.